202 problems per 100 vehicles. That's the industry average right now according to J.D. Power's latest dependability study, but here's what that number hides. Some brands reported 280 problems per 100 vehicles. Others hit just 140. The difference between those numbers is the difference between a car that runs trouble-free for 200,000 miles and one that drains your bank account every 6 months with repairs you didn't budget for. Today, I'm breaking down the 10 cars you should absolutely buy in 2026 and the 5 that will financially destroy you if you make the wrong choice. This is data from Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, and real ownership experiences from hundreds of thousands of drivers. We'll start with the cars that are actually worth your money. And first up is a vehicle so dependable that taxi fleets around the world have been proving it for decades: Toyota Camry Hybrid. There's a reason you see Camrys everywhere you look, in parking lots, on highways, in airport rental fleets. They just work. Decade after decade, generation after generation, the Camry keeps doing exactly what transportation is supposed to do. J.D. Power ranked the Toyota Camry as the highest rated midsize car in their 2026 Vehicle Dependability Study. This isn't a first-time achievement. Toyota has dominated these rankings consistently because they approach manufacturing with discipline that competitors don't match. Consumer Reports gave the Camry a reliability score of 74 out of 100, tied for second best in its entire category behind only the Toyota Crown. The hybrid version adds 52 miles per gallon to that reliability equation, which means you're spending dramatically less at the pump while your car refuses to break down. Toyota has been building hybrid powertrains since 1997. That's nearly 3 decades of experience with this technology. The bugs are worked out, the engineering is proven, the supply chain is established. The Camry's success comes from Toyota's philosophy of disciplined restraint. They don't throw experimental technology into their vehicles just because marketing wants something new to advertise. The infotainment system works without crashing. The powertrain has been refined over millions of miles. The build quality is consistent across every vehicle leaving the factory. Starting around $28,000 for the base model, the Camry Hybrid offers something increasingly rare in the automotive world: genuine value backed by genuine reliability. You get a vehicle that will likely outlast your car payments by a decade, with maintenance costs that won't surprise you. That's what smart money looks like. But if you need something smaller with even better fuel economy, the next one might be perfect for you. Honda Civic Hybrid. Consumer Reports just added the Honda Civic to their top 10 vehicles for 2026. At $24,695, it's also the most affordable car on that list. The hybrid version delivers 44 miles per gallon combined while accelerating from 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds. That's quick enough to merge onto highways without white-knuckling it. Efficient enough to make gas station visits feel optional. Honda introduced the Civic Hybrid back in 2003, which means they've had over 2 decades to perfect the technology. The bugs are worked out. The engineering is mature. The reliability is proven. What makes the Civic special is its balance. It's not trying to be a luxury car. It's not pretending to be a sports car. It's an honest vehicle that does exactly what it promises, gets you where you need to go without costing a fortune to own. The interior is well built with materials that age gracefully. Controls are intuitive. The visibility is excellent. For younger buyers entering the market or anyone who wants reliable transportation without the premium price tag, the Civic Hybrid makes tremendous sense. Sometimes boring is exactly what you need. Now let's move into the luxury segment, where reliability often gets sacrificed for features. This next brand proves it doesn't have to be that way: Lexus NX. Lexus topped the J.D. Power Vehicle Dependability Study for the 3rd consecutive year. When one brand dominates reliability rankings, that consistently paying attention makes sense. The NX compact crossover specifically earned recognition in Consumer Reports' latest reliability survey as one of the most dependable vehicles tested. It offers turbo, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid powertrains, giving buyers flexibility without sacrificing the reliability Lexus is known for. For 2026, prices actually decreased on some configurations, making luxury more accessible. Here's what Lexus understands that other luxury brands don't. Customers aren't impressed when their $50,000 vehicle spends more time in the service bay than in their garage. The German competitors load their vehicles with cutting-edge technology that breaks constantly. Lexus takes proven technology, refines it, and delivers it without the headaches. The NX gives you genuine luxury: the quiet cabin, the premium materials, the smooth ride, without the anxiety that comes from owning unreliable European alternatives. Your neighbors will think you're doing well. Your mechanic will wonder why you never visit. Speaking of all-weather capability, the next brand has built an entire identity around going anywhere in any conditions: Subaru Crosstrek. Consumer Reports crowned Subaru the most reliable brand overall in their latest rankings. The Crosstrek specifically led its segment in J.D. Power's quality and reliability metrics. What makes Subaru different is their commitment to symmetrical all-wheel drive across virtually every model they sell. Other manufacturers offer AWD as an option or afterthought. Subaru engineers their entire platform around it. Result is a vehicle that handles snow, rain, and dirt roads with confidence that front-wheel drive competitors simply can't match. The Crosstrek starts under $30,000 and comes standard with that legendary all-wheel drive system plus Subaru's EyeSight driver assist technology. Ground clearance is higher than typical crossovers, meaning those unpaved roads to hiking trails or campsites become accessible without needing a dedicated off-roader. Subaru owners display almost cult-like loyalty to the brand, and that loyalty comes from experience. These vehicles run for 200,000 miles without major problems. They hold their resale value because the used market knows they're reliable. If you live anywhere that sees real weather, the Crosstrek deserves serious consideration. But what if you need more space? What if you're hauling a family and need 3 rows of seating? The next vehicle proves you don't have to sacrifice reliability for space. Kia Sorento Hybrid. Consumer Reports named the Kia Sorento Hybrid the most reliable 3-row SUV available right now. That's not a participation trophy. That's the top spot in a category where families desperately need dependable transportation. Finding a 3-row vehicle with hybrid efficiency is surprisingly difficult. Most large SUVs prioritize size over fuel economy, leaving buyers choosing between space and their gas budget. The Sorento Hybrid delivers 37 miles per gallon, combined with front-wheel drive, proving that family-sized vehicles don't have to guzzle fuel. The interior quality exceeds what you'd expect at Kia's price point. Materials feel premium. The design is thoughtful. There's genuine attention to detail that makes daily life easier, from the cargo organization to the passenger comfort. This isn't a budget brand cutting corners anymore. This is a manufacturer that figured out how to deliver value without sacrificing quality. Kia backs everything with their industry-leading warranty. 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain gives buyers confidence that the manufacturer stands behind their product. When a company offers coverage that generous, they're telling you something about their reliability expectations. Now let's talk trucks. Being a reliable pickup has gotten surprisingly difficult, but one option stands above the rest. Ford F-150 Hybrid. Consumer Reports included the Ford F-150 in their top 10 vehicles for 2026, specifically highlighting its reliability improvements and hybrid efficiency. The F-150 has been America's best-selling vehicle for over 4 decades. That kind of market dominance comes from delivering what truck buyers actually need: capability, durability, and versatility. The hybrid version adds fuel efficiency without compromising towing capacity or payload ratings. What impressed Consumer Reports was how Ford addressed previous reliability concerns. They noted that reliability has slowly crept up over time, making the F-150 a truck they can confidently recommend. Features like blind spot monitors and trailer backup assist add genuine utility for owners who use their trucks as actual tools rather than lifestyle accessories. Starting around $37,290, the F-150 Hybrid offers something rare in the truck segment: proven reliability from a manufacturer that's been building pickups since 1948. If you need a truck that works, this is where smart money goes. For those who want the utility of an SUV without the size of a 3-row, the next option offers incredible value. Subaru Forester. Consumer Reports specifically praised the Forester for its visibility, comfort, safety, and spacious interior. Subaru introduced a hybrid version last year that delivers 40% better fuel economy than the standard model. The Forester has been Subaru's bread-and-butter vehicle for decades, and they've refined it with each generation. Current models feature the latest version of EyeSight driver assistance, updated continuously variable transmissions that addressed earlier complaints, and that standard symmetrical all-wheel drive that Subaru buyers expect. What makes the Forester special is its honesty. The greenhouse design prioritizes visibility over aggressive styling. You can actually see out of this vehicle, which sounds basic until you try parking a modern crossover with tiny windows and massive blind spots. The Forester assumes you want to see the road, not hide from it. For 2026, Subaru added the Forester Wilderness variant to the lineup, giving buyers who venture off-road even more capability. But even the standard models handle rough conditions better than competitors because of that fundamental AWD engineering. Now let's talk about one of the best values in the entire market. This next vehicle delivers more than you'd expect at its price point: Mazda CX-5. The Mazda CX-5 has proven remarkably reliable over its 11-year production run, earning segment awards in J.D. Power's dependability rankings repeatedly. What separates Mazda from other mainstream brands is their refusal to accept good enough. The CX-5 drives with a precision that competitors in this price range don't bother achieving. The interior materials feel premium. The controls respond with satisfying feedback. There's genuine craftsmanship here that makes ownership enjoyable rather than merely functional. Mazda uses their SkyActiv powertrain technology across the lineup, prioritizing mechanical simplicity and durability over complex systems that create problems. They've resisted the urge to add unnecessary technology, focusing instead on perfecting the fundamentals. The result is a vehicle that works correctly for years, without exciting trips to the service department. A redesigned CX-5 is coming, which means current generation models may offer excellent deals, as dealers clear inventory. If you can find one at a discount, you're getting proven reliability at an even better value. The top two positions go to vehicles that represent the absolute best choices for buyers seeking dependability. Hyundai Elantra Hybrid. CarEdge specifically highlighted the Elantra Hybrid as one of the most reliable vehicles for 2026, praising its fuel efficiency and proven technology. The hybrid model delivers an EPA-rated 54 miles per gallon combined. Let me repeat that, 54 miles per gallon in a sedan that doesn't look like a science experiment. You're filling up roughly once every 2 weeks with normal driving. The fuel savings compound quickly into real money back in your pocket. Hyundai introduced this powertrain configuration in 2021, meaning they've had years to address any initial issues. The intervening time has allowed them to work out bugs, refine calibrations, and prove the technology's durability. Buying a mature platform means buying fewer surprises. The Elantra itself offers more interior space than competitors, a smooth ride quality, and technology features that actually enhance the ownership experience rather than creating frustration. This is what happens when a manufacturer focuses on customer needs rather than engineering bragging rights. Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid. Consumer Reports named the Toyota Grand Highlander one of the best vehicles for 2026, praising its roomy interior, comfortable ride, and 35 miles per gallon overall efficiency. The Grand Highlander takes everything reliable about the standard Highlander and adds genuine 3-row usability. Adults can actually sit in the 3rd row without their knees hitting their chest. Cargo space remains practical even with all seats occupied. This is a family vehicle designed by people who understand families. Toyota's hybrid technology is the most proven in the industry. They've been building hybrid powertrains since 1997 with the original Prius. That's nearly 3 decades of refinement, improvement, and real-world validation. When you buy a Toyota hybrid, you're buying technology that millions of owners have stress tested for you. The Grand Highlander represents what smart family transportation looks like in 2026. Reliable enough to handle school runs and road trips for a decade. Efficient enough to make fuel costs manageable. Spacious enough to carry everything your life requires. This is the responsible choice that you won't regret making. Now let's talk about the vehicles you need to avoid at all costs. These 5 cars will cost you far more than their sticker price suggests. They'll drain your wallet with repairs, destroy your resale value with depreciation, and in some cases leave you stranded when the manufacturer behind them collapses. And the #1 position on this avoid list goes to a company that has literally filed legal documents admitting they might not survive. But let's work our way up to that one. Kia EV9. I know this seems contradictory after praising Kia earlier, but the EV9 demonstrates exactly why you need to research specific models rather than trusting brand reputation blindly. Consumer Reports identified the EV9 as Kia's least reliable model. US News gave it a JD Power reliability rating that significantly underperforms the brand's gas-powered vehicles. The culprit? An electrical component called the Integrated Charging Control Unit that Kia shares across multiple Korean brand EVs. When this ICCU fails, your vehicle becomes a very expensive paperweight. Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis all use the same component, and problems have rippled across their entire EV lineup. This is what happens when manufacturers rush technology to market before working out the bugs. The EV9 does have Kia's incredible warranty, which provides some protection, but warranty coverage means nothing if you're stranded waiting for repairs or shuttle buses, while your $60,000 vehicle sits in the service bay. For that kind of money, you deserve reliability, not excuses. The next vehicle comes from a brand whose parent company is bleeding billions. That matters more than you might think. Chrysler Pacifica. Consumer Reports flagged the Pacifica for hybrid battery problems, electric motor issues, and in-car electronics failures. For a vehicle designed to transport families safely, those problems are unacceptable. But the Pacifica's reliability issues are only half the story. Stellantis, Chrysler's parent company, just posted a $26.3 billion loss. They're actively reviewing which brands deserve to survive. Former CEO Carlos Tavares publicly warned that brands could disappear by 2026. When you buy a vehicle, you're entering a long-term relationship with a manufacturer. Warranties need to be honored. Parts need to remain available. Software updates need to continue. If Chrysler gets cut from the Stellantis portfolio, every Pacifica owner becomes collateral damage. The Pacifica was already a questionable choice based on reliability alone. The corporate instability makes it a genuine risk. There are better minivan options that don't come with existential uncertainty. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Consumer Reports gave the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee a reliability score of 26 out of 100. For context, anything below 40 is considered poor. The Grand Cherokee didn't just fail to meet expectations, it collapsed beneath them. Owners report suspension problems, electrical system failures, drive system issues, and body hardware defects. For a vehicle starting above $36,000, this level of unreliability is inexcusable. The Grand Cherokee name carries decades of heritage, but the current product doesn't honor that legacy. The Grand Cherokee also suffers from Stellantis' corporate problems. Jeep dealers have over 126 days of inventory sitting unsold on lots. The brand is trying to pivot between electric and gas strategies without committing to either. Management chaos flows directly into product quality, and Grand Cherokee owners are paying the price. If you want a capable SUV, look literally anywhere else. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and Hyundai all offer vehicles that won't strand you or drain your bank account. Brand nostalgia isn't worth the headaches the Grand Cherokee will cause. Tesla Model S. The Tesla Model S depreciated 61.53% over 5 years, according to US News research. Owners watched an average of $74,132 in value simply evaporate. That's not transportation, that's wealth destruction. Tesla's aggressive price cuts on new vehicles have devastated the used market. When the manufacturer keeps dropping prices, your existing vehicle instantly loses value. Model S owners who bought at $120,000 are now competing against new vehicles priced significantly lower. The math doesn't work. Beyond depreciation, the Model S suffers from build quality concerns that have plagued Tesla since inception. Panel gaps, paint issues, interior rattles. For a vehicle positioned as a luxury product, these problems are embarrassing. Customers paying 6 figures deserve better fit and finish than what Tesla delivers. The Model S also hasn't received significant updates since its 2017 redesign. In the rapidly evolving EV market, that makes it feel increasingly dated. Competitors have caught up technologically while offering better build quality and slower depreciation. The Tesla brand still carries cachet, but the Model S specifically no longer justifies its price premium. Polestar. This is the vehicle that should genuinely terrify every car buyer. Not because of reliability statistics or depreciation rates, although those are bad enough, because the company behind it has already filed official legal documents admitting they might not survive to honor your warranty. In September 2025, Polestar issued an official going concern warning. For anyone who doesn't speak corporate legal language, let me translate. A going concern warning means the company publicly admitted to financial regulators that they have substantial doubt about their ability to continue operating as a business. They told the world they might not exist next year. Then they kept their dealerships open and continued taking orders. The stock tells the story in brutal clarity. Polestar went public through a SPAC merger in 2022 at around $13 per share. Today, those shares trade for roughly 22 cents. That's a 96% collapse in shareholder value. If you invested $10,000 believing in Polestar's electric future, you'd have about $400 left. They executed a 1-for-30 reverse stock split just to avoid automatic delisting from NASDAQ for falling below the $1 minimum share price. The financial bleeding is staggering even by automotive industry standards. $8 billion in cumulative losses since inception. Over $1 billion lost in Q2 2025 alone. Then a $739 million impairment charge on the Polestar 3 because tariffs and weak demand destroyed their projections. Volvo withdrew financial backing. Polestar laid off 15% of their workforce and shut down UK research facilities entirely, with one departing executive publicly mourning, watching 7 years of hard work being dismantled. They're surviving on emergency funding from Geely, their Chinese parent company. In late 2025, they secured $300 million in new financing and converted another $300 million of debt into equity. That's not growth investment, that's life support. When you buy a Polestar, you're not just buying a car. You're betting that a company hemorrhaging billions of dollars annually will somehow survive long enough to honor a warranty that extends years into the future. You're betting that parts will remain available when something breaks. You're betting that software updates will continue. You're betting that the dealer network won't collapse. Based on their own legal filings, that's a bet Polestar themselves aren't confident about. There are excellent EVs available from manufacturers with stable finances and proven track records. Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, even Tesla, despite its issues, isn't filing going concern warnings. Polestar offers no compelling advantage that justifies the existential risk of owning one. The automotive industry is experiencing a shakeout unlike anything since the 2009 financial crisis. Parent companies are losing tens of billions of dollars. Electric vehicle investments are being written off across the board. Manufacturers are scrambling between electric and gas strategies without committing fully to either. Some brands will survive this chaos, others will disappear entirely, leaving hundreds of thousands of owners stranded with orphaned vehicles that nobody will service, nobody will warranty, and nobody will buy. Your job as a buyer is straightforward but critical. Do the research before you sign anything. Check reliability rankings from Consumer Reports and J.D. Power. Look at depreciation data from IC Cars and other tracking services. Investigate the financial health of the parent company. Understand what happens to your warranty, your service network, and your parts availability if that company fails. The 10 vehicles on the buy list share common traits that predict successful ownership. They come from financially stable manufacturers who'll still exist in 2030. They use proven technology rather than experimental features that create problems. They deliver genuine value through reliability rather than gimmicks that impress for a month then break. They'll serve you well for a decade or more without exciting trips to the service department. The 5 vehicles on the avoid list share different traits that predict ownership nightmares. They come from manufacturers in financial distress or corporate chaos. They suffer from reliability problems that independent testing has documented extensively. They depreciate rapidly because the market knows something that advertising doesn't tell you. They'll cost you far more than the sticker price suggests once you factor in repairs, depreciation, and the stress of owning something unreliable. The average new car costs over $50,000 today. That's too much money to bet on a company that might not exist when you need them to honor a warranty claim. That's too much money to lose through depreciation that better research would have predicted. That's too much money to spend on repairs that reliable vehicles simply don't require. Buy smart, buy reliable, buy from manufacturers who'll still be around in 2030 and beyond. Your wallet will thank you. Your stress levels will thank you. And years from now, when your vehicle is still running perfectly while your neighbors are shopping for replacements, you'll understand exactly why research matters more than marketing. Choose wisely.